Your Facebook ads are broken. 3 months ago, your campaigns were printing money, and then since August hit, everything fell apart. Your CPA doubled overnight, every new test you launched has failed, and you've been scrambling ever since, trying everything. New audiences, new budgets, new campaign structures, and nothing has worked. Here is what actually happened. Meta has rolled out a new update called Andromeda, and most advertisers have no idea how to adapt to it. The good thing is, it's not your fault and it's easily fixable. So, I'm going to explain what exactly Andromeda is and what you can do to adapt to it. Because the truth is, if you figure this out before everyone else, you're going to be able to scale even further than ever before. So, first of all, what is Andromeda? Andromeda is basically just an algorithm update that rolled out in July of 2025. Many are blaming it for their drop off in performance because the time when they started noticing those drop offs is around the timing it rolled out. But I personally don't believe, except in some rare cases, that it is what happened. What actually happened is starting late August, we've started seeing algorithm crashes. So since late August, we almost had algorithm crash every week. So each time the algorithm crashes, it takes about 4 or 5 days for the performance just to come back to normal. So excluding those crashes, do I think Andromeda is responsible for bad performance? Absolutely not. We've actually seen better performance on Andromeda on people who have adapted and when the algorithm was up. So what actually Andromeda is? It's just basically a next step in Facebook's vision, which is for you to be able just to upload the ads to the ads manager and let the algorithm handle everything. So one more thing that Andromeda does is it punishes creative similarity. It does that because people were testing many iterations of the same ad, basically just changing the headline or changing the text color or something like that. This doesn't work anymore. You get punished for it, Meta can detect it, and you should aim for much bigger things. And lastly, it also helps figure out sooner who to show new creatives to. So usually you would have to wait about 7 days until the algorithm would figure out who to show the creatives to. Its new delivery system basically figures out much quicker who to show the new creatives to. So instead of waiting those 7 or 10 days, you will now just wait 3 or 4 days and you already know if the ad is a winner or a loser. So now let's talk about how the new algorithm actually works so you could better understand it and leverage it towards your goals. So now let's imagine we are selling a weight loss supplement. This will be your total addressable market, so anyone who would be interested in your supplement. Out of those people, not everyone buys for the same reason. So you would have different customer personas and it will be very broad. So let's take this for an example. One of your personas have already experimented with weight loss supplements and maybe have tried Ozempic already and hate it for some reason. So that would be one subset of your audience. The other subset might be someone who just knows overweight person and wants to buy them as a gift. And the third subset might be just those people who are already going to the gym but are struggling with weight loss and need that extra boost to help themselves. So the way this algorithm works is it shows the most relevant ads to each one of these personas. And naturally for you, that means that you need to create those relevant ads. So if you know that a subset of your audience only buys because they've tried already Ozempic and do not want to use it anymore, naturally you would make an ad saying, screw Ozempic. Another ad that you could make is saying, oh, Ozempic is too expensive. And now that we have those two angles, we can go even further, and which we should, because subset of these people who are in this persona and who resonate with this angle, some of them only watch picture ads. So you're just going to make a picture ad over here. Some of them only watch storytelling video ads. So you'd make a storytelling video ad with that angle. Some of them only watch fake street interviews, so you're going to make a fake street interview. And some might resonate only with fake podcast ads, which you're of course going to make a fake podcast ad. And this is how you actually expand your audience pool in Andromeda. So now let's look at another persona, which is a gifting angle. Because Christmas is coming up, December is coming up, and a lot of people are going to buy that supplement exactly for that. So, for example, let's say an angle that said, I bought a gift for a certain person. That's just one angle. When we zoom in, we can say, oh, look, I bought a gift for my mom. Okay, I bought a gift for my dad. I bought a gift for my wife. And I bought a gift for my friend. This is one of the few forms of iteration I would agree with. With an exception, these should not be the same scripts. It can be the same angle, which is, hey, I bought a gift. But it shouldn't be the same script. Make it different, use different words, make one longer, one shorter. Or if you use the same script, just with an exception of few words, Meta is going to detect that and it's going to punish you with high CPMs, higher also CPMRs, which is basically a metric that tells you how much new people you've reached, and it's just going to keep retargeting, and it's just not good for you. And lastly, let's explore this one, because the new year is coming up, and many people who go to the gym actually have New Year's resolutions. So we are going to make an angle talking about New Year's resolutions for gym people. We are going to make an angle for someone that's already going to the gym and just needs an extra boost. We are going to make an angle for someone that's supplement freak and takes every possible supplement when going to the gym. So this way you're actually feeding the algorithm and expanding to those new audiences, and ultimately this will allow you to have higher ad spend and scale your brand, which I hope is the goal for everyone here. So now let's see the campaign structure actually. First of all, is the campaign structure even important? Yes, but to a certain extent. It's much more important that you test many new unique creatives than it is to have a perfect campaign structure. So let me show you how I like to have my campaign set up. I usually have only one ABO testing campaign in which I test concept variations. So what would that mean? So ideally in our made up health brand, we'd have one ABO testing campaign and one Advantage Plus scaling campaign. And of course you can have your seasonal campaigns such as Black Friday and Christmas, which should be grouped entirely differently. The way I like to structure my testing campaign is actually to group each concept with up to 5 variations of it. But these variations shouldn't be like the ones that you used to do a year ago in 2024, which is basically just changing the text of the hook. The way I like to do them is actually make 5 different hooks, and each hook should have different text plus a different visual. So you're actually telling Andromeda, hey, these are visually different hooks, see if they resonate with different audiences, and please don't punish us with high CPMs. Once I determine the winner of these tests, maybe there is only one winner once, maybe there is 2 winners, I take the top 1 winner, so the best ad that had the most spend with the highest ROAS, and copy it to the Advantage Plus scaling campaign. Even if there were 2 profitable winners, I never copy both of them. Instead, I just copy the best one, because Andromeda is asking you for as much creative difference as possible, and it doesn't want concepts looking even closely the same. Having said that, I do keep scaling in a testing campaign, just because Andromeda sometimes won't spend in the Advantage Plus campaign, because that campaign is filled with many creatives, and sometimes that creative won't be prioritized. In your scaling campaign, I just put the winners, meaning every ad that spent over the break-even ROAS and have made us money on a scale, so it depends on the ad account, but usually when an ad spends $500 to $1,000 profitably, you can consider it a winner and you can move it. Again, if you're spending a lot and your numbers are different, this may vary, but I use this as a simple rule of thumb. So as long as it's spent over 500 or $1,000 in a testing campaign, so at scale, profitably, you can copy it to your scaling campaign and let it run there. The goal with your scaling campaign is for you to have as much possible difference. So difference in terms of angles, difference in terms of formats, difference in terms of visuals. So as much difference as you can have in your scaling campaign, the better. And in terms of looking at structures by spend, so again, there is no best campaign structure out there. It depends basically on your business and on the ad account. But the basic rule of thumb, if you are spending less than $500 a day, you should test and scale in the same CBO campaign. If you spend up to $10,000 a day, I would keep it at this structure, which is one testing campaign and one scaling campaign. And my clients who are spending over than 10K a month usually have multiple scaling campaigns grouped by customer personas. Finally, to summarize all of this, let's go through a quick checklist, which will give you at least some pointers and some directions on what you can do next. First and most important, set up the foundations. It's detrimental that your conversion API is set up properly with advanced matching. That means that you must have both browser-sided and server-sided tracking, and make sure when you go into your events manager that your purchase conversion match rate is over 8, ideally over 9. So ideally tools that can help with that are Hyros, Triple Whale, and Nordbeam, but there are many others, and you can manually set up the server yourself. But whatever you do, make sure the event match rate is over 8 so that the algorithm actually has the data to optimize. Next thing, as we already mentioned, make sure you're testing net new concepts, not iterations. So if you were planning to test next week same hooks with a different color background or different font or anything of that sort, forget that. Test net new concepts. You can still test the same angle, same messaging, even the same hook, just written slightly differently with a slightly different creator in a slightly different environment. The possibilities here really are many. There has been done some studies where you literally can make 50,000 unique concepts for any product on the market at the moment. And lastly, just make sure your campaign structure is consolidated, because the algorithm optimizes the better when almost everything is in the same Advantage Plus campaign, as opposed to having it fragmented or across 10 or 5 different campaigns, which is just too much now in 2025. So now I understand this is a lot to take in, especially since Andromeda rolled out so violently with all the algorithm crashes. But I promise you, if you at least implement some of these advice that you got in this video, you should be able to see positive results on your ad performance a week from now. And if you're an e-com brand spending over 30K a month on ads, me and my team can help you actually and make the ads for you. So for that, click the link below. And without further ado, thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.